What's up, guys? Studfit here, joined by many of my good friends for episode 47 of Kart Talk. Can't believe we're at 47, closing in on 50 episodes. I honestly could not do it without my super studs. So I first have to welcome both Jeeves and Frenzy Guy. I'm going to start with Frenzy Guy, man, because I love your shirt. And it's been about 2 months since you last been on. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be back. Unfortunately, I can't get on as much as I used to, but man, I look forward to this whenever my daughter lets me. So let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think you could have, I don't think you were able to show up because you were in the movie theater watching the Mario movie for like every single Friday night for like the last 4 episodes. So
yeah, either that or I was on a baseball field, one of the two, but that's okay.
One of the two, same thing. Geez, welcome back, man. How are you doing?
What's up? It's been 2 months for me too. So yeah, I think Freddie and I just try to go on together. So he's like we're like each other's wingman. So
man, yeah.
Yes, we try to pick up girls when we come on this podcast.
What?
You guys look like the wedding crash guys of Kart Talk.
Yeah, we're gonna try and keep it professional as much as we can. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, I still can't believe I'm playing. Like I'm still enjoying the game. Who knew? It's pretty crazy.
You know, it's I think for some it's been a kind of a tough year. I'm with you, man. It's like this game has to be pried out of my fingers for me to stop playing. There's just something about opening it up and just getting on the starting line, and then I'm hooked, man. It just takes me back. So I'm happy to be still playing the game and still enjoying it. My schedule is pretty crazy this summer, so we'll see what kind of content I can keep coming out with. But as long as there's super studs, I'm gonna keep it coming. So and then finally, last but not least, from our super studs is Issa, who was with us last time. We got it. Are those horses up there? Say hi to the horses.
Not today.
Okay. All right. Riding solo then. Issa, man, how are you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. All bundled up, you know, not like it's here. I don't know what is it in North Carolina outside, not inside your house, because I know you keep it cool, but I mean it's like humid here in Virginia. It's a little balmy.
Warm here. It's warm. It can. I felt like it was humid, but it's warm here.
It's yeah, I think it's been like 85 right now, which is pretty
Yeah, it felt good today though.
But none of us can complain compared to Avi. Welcome back, who is in Hawaii, and much warmer there. So all of us are being little babies. How are you doing? Welcome back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good. It's thank God it's Aloha Friday. Every Friday is Aloha Friday. So, you know. But yeah, glad to be back. So soon too. But yeah, glad to be back.
Yeah, and if you need to step away for a coffee break, no problems there. I think last 26 hours. So if we start to see some, there it is.
I have it already. Sorry, there's like yeah.
Okay.
You can't. Let's cover that one for the kids.
See, she beat you to it, Z. That was the one. That was
One word.
The one curse word that we could.
I'm trying to be ethical here. I'm sorry.
Well, good. It's happy to have you back on. Like I said, you brought a lot of energy last time, and my schedule has been pretty crazy this week. I appreciate you stepping in, and like I said, it was a blast. I'm glad we got to learn about some X-Files as well, and hopefully, I have to hear how did your coworkers react to seeing you and hearing that you were on and your experience.
So when I finally got my badge, I had already kind of spoiled it. I wanted to wait to see like until I got the badge, but I had told my boss, it's like, I think I got it. I think it's safe. And I finally like came into the chat. I wanted to record it and then I forgot. And like everyone was losing their minds on the chat and like sending balloons and whatever. And then I told them, I was like, I might try for this next tour as well. And my boss was like, we have 2 pitch decks that we have to develop. We can hold if you need the time. And I'm like, well, this is a city tour, so it might be not necessary. And it ended up being necessary. Like the last day I was like, can I just like sign off right now? Because there's like a rush right now to like meet this. And I didn't really need that. Like I ended up 77.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, but then I came in and was like, hey guys, like no, this week.
Yeah.
And like I posted the things and I posted it. I have my alerts on my iPad as well. And I was recording that new Bowser City run that I finally got. And like in the middle of the run, they're like freaking out. And I'm like, just don't say anything if this is the run, because I don't want to put this video out there with all these comments.
Oh my God.
But they've been so super supportive. One of my coworkers' kids started watching Carlos's stream because of this, because I kept mentioning him.
Wow. Yeah.
And all that, like the everyday runs and stuff. And yeah, it's been great. It's been really funny.
So
But
like
yeah,
people like
it's
people like in your physical life know that you play Mario Kart.
yeah.
Well, it's a virtual life.
I mean,
it's not over there physically with her.
I mean, the thing is that with me, my whole family and friends, they're used to my life being online mostly.
Okay.
And so whenever I say that I'm doing something that it's online based, they're not as phased anymore by it.
Okay.
My niece though, my 10-year-old niece, she is over the moon with it. And like she tells her friends at school that I'm a Mario Kart player. They don't really get it, but like she tells them.
That is the exact opposite of what I get. When I got my top 10, I was telling like my coworkers, and they didn't give a flying feather about
Aw.
it. And
Yeah.
We'll just hire you in my company. They're like great geeks. They'll support it and they'll go with it and
Yeah, I think
really
Jeannie,
want
like,
to go
you
with
need some
you.
better friends, man. That's what you really need.
Yeah. My wife was like, "Great, can you get me a cup of coffee? Let's go." So,
Oh man. Well, yeah, no, it's cool to have supportive friends and family. You know, as we're all playing this game and probably playing it a tad bit obsessively, but no, it you know, having friends, having a support system goes a long way. So I'm glad, Ava, that you have it. That's phenomenal.
and
Someone who
congrats.
supports-
It's awesome to see you get your first top 10.
Yeah,
Congrats.
congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, back to back top 10, top 100, right?
Top 100, yeah, back to
Yeah,
back.
no, back
And,
to back.
and
Crazy.
I'm on a suicidal mission right now for my third. So
Oh my
It's-
goodness. Okay.
that's why also like I have like a blister right here and right here from
Oh, that's
my
right.
pen.
I was gonna say you use a pen with the iPad. For those who have
Yeah.
not who missed out on it.
I got a new case too. Now it's hot pink.
I like that.
But yeah, right now I'm where am I at? 92.6%, and I need
On a
97.
Friday. Wow. 97. Wow. Good for
And,
you.
like I said, suicidal mission.
Well, certainly don't commit suicide.
Take it
You're more important to this game than getting a badge. So we're happy to be cheering you on, and it's exciting to watch. And man, 3 in a row, that would be insane. Especially, I mean, this. I think a lot of people have some good loadouts this tour compared to the last two coming out of a Nitro in a city. So this one's going to be tough. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you.
Someone who's always rooting for me every other Wednesday, Whoop. You might be familiar with him as he's typically one of the voices letting me know what stuff is going on in the game as I'm quickly skimming over and missing stuff. So Whoop, you're out there. How are you doing, man? Welcome back.
I'm doing good. Second time.
It's second time, and this time you're going through some tough ranked competition. Tell us a little bit about what you've been going through lately.
Yeah, I'm in tier 67 right now, and I have literally 6 people all at 90K, and I just broke 102K, which seeing people at 93K still feels really nerve-wracking because I know all it takes is one run and I could get past.
Yeah, man, this is you know what, I'll be honest with you, I've had a lot of fun this tour with on the ranked tracks. Usually I'm like trying to get off a ranked as quick as possible and get to the all cup ranking. But there's a lot of fun. I don't know. So there's a little bit too much boomboxing. But I think that the lobbies are either pretty easy, or the action count ceilings are pretty high. So I've been really enjoying this tour. So let's jump right into it for now about the Bowser tour. We obviously got 4 new Mii suits, and it's like we're all running out of rubies and running out of tickets to invest in stuff. What do you guys think about the Mii's? Who took Larry up? Who's saving for Morton? Let's get into the Mii talk specifically for the 4 Koopalings that came out this tour. What do you guys think?
I'm on the opposite. I'm not draining rubies because my daily select shop has just been horrible this tour. So they've been saying because I don't do coin rush, but I got them, did the Mii tax thing. I'm not leveling them up. I know a lot of people did. I am not a boomerang person. I know it's a really powerful thing, but I just, I will resort to it when I have to. It's just a personal preference for me. I'd rather just kind of, because it's a game and I want to have fun. I understand, Frenzy Grind, he likes the boomerang, so I'm sure he'll share what he did, but they just keep pouring out these Mii's. I don't know what to think about it. It's just a lot. I have a lot of questions about it, especially if I'm starting to think, is Nintendo pretty much done trying to get new players to play, or are they going to go with what their base is now and go off that? Because my question is, if you're a new player, we've talked about this almost every episode, what advice would you give for a new player? Who's a new player now? I can't think of any. And if you're a new player, if I see all this stuff, I'd be scared because it's just so much. So now that there's going to be 4, there's going to be 2 next tour, and I think the one after that. I don't know.
It's simply, you just look at it this way. You look at the top skill Mii drivers. I happen to be a big boomerang guy, so I brought Larry to double level 8. The reason why I didn't bring him to triple level 8 is because he didn't give me any extra tracks at triple level 8. So I saved my tickets and kept him at double level 8, which gives me extra tickets to go in on Morton if he actually gives me the tracks, which Giant Banana is my second favorite skill.
Only behind Boomerang? Boomerang's your number 1?
Boomerang's my number 1, yeah.
Okay.
I actually don't mind boomboxing. But yeah, Giant Banana is my second, so it gives me extra tickets to go in on Morton if he actually gives me the tracks. And you just got to go in on what you love. Just see what tracks it gives you. If it gives you tracks, move in on it. If not, save your tickets. That's all. He's always there. You pick him up. He's always there. You can always move in on him whenever you're ready. Whenever the tracks are in there for you.
And with a Mii, double uncapping something is still pretty amazing in the 1400s. Which obviously goes up every tour, but man. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the level tickets. The cap tickets I'm actually pretty solid on. I feel like they're pretty heavily flowing with getting 7 every time that it's back in ranked.
Yeah, I'm opposite. It's the driver cap tickets that I can't keep up with.
The cap tickets.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Larry? Did everyone else take him to level 8 double at least, or everyone holding back? What's your thoughts on Larry specifically?
I got it, but I'm just storing it until I need to use it, because for this tour, taking him to a higher level would have taken way too many resources for me, and I already had a pretty decent loadout, mostly on coin boxing too, which I was thankful, because otherwise it would have taken way too much time. I wouldn't have gotten, whether I'd get top 100 or not, I wouldn't have gotten if it had been all boom boxing. But I'm with you. I'm more interested in Morton than I am in Larry. One, because, well, of course, DK Suit is in the example, but Yellow Mii has been a really solid Mii, and I hope that it follows that trend. but yeah, the whole of accumulating these just so that you can get that bump on your base points, it's draining. Like right now, I have my rubies ready for like the next round of me's, but I kind of hope that they give it a rest, at least for just the one tour. Like, just let us build up, or if not, next tour,
Next tour
since
is
it's
the
the
me
me
tour.
tour.
You're not gonna rest.
Yeah.
next
Yeah,
No,
next
this
tour
tour
is
next
really
Right.
the
Right. But since it's a me tour, can we get a little discount on them? Because come on, man, like it's a lot. I'm still
the
missing
money. It's the money.
Mario Me, Chain Chomp, and Green Me, I think are
Yeah.
the three that I'm missing. And I would love it if any of those were discounted.
The whole me
because,
shop's
man,
gonna be on
like,
sale.
So yeah,
hopefully,
so
man.
is it mainly the price? Is it like is that the main hold up there? That like is that the main gripe that you have with Mies in general?
I mean, I don't dislike Mies at all. I'm kind of putting all of my resources on Mies right now. I do throw a ticket here and there to normal high ends, but mostly plus skill high ends. I would never now throw a ticket on something like Luigi Golf this past rank. That was like the other option there. I just went with whatever I had. But it makes no sense for me in the state that we are in the game now to invest heavily in something that isn't a plus skill normal high end. And even so, it has to be a plus skill that has great outlook at the coverage they're getting. So I would throw tickets at Meowser. I would throw tickets at AstroTurf. I would throw tickets at PD Piranha.
Okay, yeah.
Gold Chuck, but that's it. Like I feel like if you're a person that is building an account, and I get into these conversations a lot with other players like Karim or Shadow Legend, is that if you're building your account for a top 100 consistently and even a top 10, you can be wasting away tickets on something that is not going to be competitive on base points. Because a level 8, yeah, a level 8 double like you took Larry, it will sweep anything that you have on normal high ends. So yeah, it's just not viable anymore.
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, you will have to decide, like, do I enjoy, Toad Tourist and the cool look of him, or do I want to win? Do I want to get more rubies? And it may not be fun using like a cat me, but like it's gonna help. It's gonna help you win, and then you feel better about winning, even if you're getting like a double coin. I'm with you. This tour was unique for me in that I dropped a lot of tickets on, in addition to Larry, but on non-plus skill, quote unquote. So like both Bowser me, Dry Bowser me, and Cat me. Took up a couple levels. No one's above level 5, but for me, it's like to do a little bit better in ranked, or to do a little better. I just think that these guys, like, they have a cool skill. It's actually fun to use, Cat Bell again, and Bowser Bell again. Like, I don't know, there's something about that.
Is that a basic like a coverage move? Do they actually give
Sure,
you
it's definitely a coverage move.
5?
Yeah, definitely a coverage move.
Okay.
Man, like this week, specifically on this the Bowser Castle, that's in the top right corner on ranked. I have Bowser Jr. at Pirate at level 7, and just flat base 800 base points. I have the Cat Me suit at level 4. I think single capped, and it put him in the sheet, and the cat gives me additional 1,500 points.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So like for me, like I mean, to me, it seems like makes a lot of sense. I already had it, I think, at level 3 or something like that.
That's kind of surprising because you're pretty much an early player. I kind of expected your Dry Bowser to be like at least a 7 or 8. Because that's what I'm using. I'm like, hey, he's a 7 single capped, and he's probably been 7 single capped for I can't remember when. And I mean, Frenzy Grind.
Oh, I
you're
definitely have him at level
$5,
8, but I think I also plugged that in. The cat still had it in by 500 points.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, cool.
For what it's worth. Again, either way,
Sure.
I'm getting a double coin. I mean,
Yeah,
like yes, it's but I mean, I do think it's nice that Nintendo is kind of giving us a little bit of a, a switch up, right? So it's like, how often are we talking about, Cat Bell and Bowser Shell and
Yeah.
some of these skills? So, for those that are like that are complaining about the character diversity, they're right. There's not like, it would be nice to be using, the type of more often.
that kind of leans into, I think, and I don't want to get ahead of myself of the discussion, but it leads to a question of, the non-plus skill for me. Like, are you actually going to go for it? Go in on it, and like my personal answer to that is no, because I like to use a skill that actually has like a grind to it. I don't. I mean, the only exception is Giant Banana, because like there's really not much, variety in the sequencing of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But like if you're using like a triple bombs or like a cat bell or whatever heart or whatever, I mean, you're basically grinding for a double coin, and then you get it and you're done. And it's just not fun for me, to be honest with you. So like I try to hold off on those as much as I can. I think there was one tour I took like the black suit because it was in a ranked, but I don't think I used tickets. I think I just bought them a couple times in the shop. I had the rubies, but I'm still a little bit hesitant to go in on like the non-plus skill Mii's yet, even if they're in rank. So I mean, fortunately, being a day one player, like I'll have something like a dry Bowser or like a Luigi Golf that I use at a level 5 for last week.
Right.
No, I'm still using. I'd rather still resort to those. I mean, yeah, I'd probably take a hit score wise, but ACR wise, you got to pick and choose your battles, I think. So, yeah. So I was just kind of going in that question with the non-plus skill stuff, because it's just because they're gonna outshine everything pretty soon if they keep adding them. So.
Where I have a hard time drawing the line is like,
Yeah.
cheap me or
Yeah, I mean, we're really getting into this gray area of when they become powerful. I mean, I used to see Auto Drift getting a crazy score with a bubble on last tour. You see that Auto Drift? Shout out to Auto Drift. Hi.
Yeah, dude.
So, I mean, I would love to get that score, but I want to be like, was that fun? It probably was for him, but
Yeah. Well, let's dive into that question because one of our fellow ER members, Ricker85, he sets us up really well with Ricker sets up for the meat check, assuming the no base point limit or any other kind of balance changing happening anytime soon. Would you, one, still buy plus skill non-meat drivers? Two, invest in a plus skill non-me driver, or three, mainly invest into Mii's, even non-plus skills. If you're mainly investing into Mii's now, are you afraid non-plus skill Mii's eventually lose tracks to plus skill Mii's? Kind of like what we've experienced with the Black Birdos of the world. So with Larry Morton and the next plus skill Mii's eventually taking over tracks where maybe Goomba or Cheap, Hammer Bro, Rocky Ranch, me are currently shining. So let's start there, because you asked kind of a two-part question. I think that's a good place to stop. So I think assuming that there's no base point limit, because I think that was one of the hesitations early on that obviously did not pan out well. And assuming that there's no other like crazy change. Now here's the thing: is it is a Me tour coming up, which we'll get into some speculation, but they could do anything with a Me tour, right? So they could make, I don't know, the cap introduced then. They could make, other things introduced during a Me tour. There's a lot that they could do with that. So, but just again, for the sake of living in this big bubble skill world that we're living in, let's just assume that that's not going to happen. would you, in this situation, still buy plus skill non-me drivers like, Daisy Tie Dress, or, say, even like Toad Taurus, right? So that's a great example because he just came out. He's a plus skill. Or would you invest into plus skill non-me drivers? So investing into Toad Taurus, which kind of already know obvious answer there, or mainly invest into me's, even non-plus skill. So you've all seen this question. Let's all get a raise of hands for number one. Would you still buy plus skill non-me drivers? Okay, and
Although I didn't last tour. I
That-
should
that-
have, just forgot.
state your
But I
case.
would have. I
That,
mean, I
that's a
regret
gray
my-
area. That's a gray area for me.
I
Yeah,
would-
it's gray
Why is
area
it a
for
gray?
me.
Why is it a gray area for you? Let's just jump into
Well,
that.
because I'm somebody who's going straight into plus skilled me's hard, right into them. So if I walk into a new tour, and there is a driver, first of all, Meowser, I never even quad capped. Even this tour, he's everywhere. So that just shows you I'm saving my cap tickets that are hard earned.
I don't know you anymore, dude. You didn't.
Yeah, well, I'm not a
Oh.
top 10 guy. Sorry, guy.
Who are you?
But, I'm not on the special train like you are, but
Okay.
not, but,
By the way, these people love each other. They're like brothers. So just those new people watching at home, they actually do love each other. I think.
We do.
Okay.
well, that's nice of you to say, but I beg to differ. But that's okay.
Oh, God.
All
But
right.
I'm straight in on the plus skill me's, and once I finish them, then I would look at the non-skilled plus skilled me's, non-skilled non-plus skill me's, and then based on coverage. I'm a coverage guy. I was taught a long time ago by a very smart man, God Mode, who is a big coverage guy.
Is he smart?
When it comes to this game, this guy is smart.
Yes, he is
He
smart.
showed me how to look at your inventory and just go through track by track where you need coverage, and make sure you have at least a level 6 or higher on every track, whether it's driver, kart, or glider. And he actually forced me to go through every single track in every single course and to see where I'm lacking, where I'm level 6 or below. And I did it. I spent 3 hours going through every single track to see where I'm level 6 or below, where I'm lacking coverage.
This is funny because like in our conversation, you
That's-
guys are posting shots of like, they have notebook paper and scribble of all the tracks and stuff.
But that's exactly
Like-
what he said, do it, go through every track, see where your
Yeah.
coverage is lacking.
Like
And-
if you see God Mode's scratch pad of just the coverage.
It's a piece of loose leaf paper with scribble and
Yeah.
scratches. It's like, it's the
Oh
most
my God.
ridiculous thing,
If
but
this game like has like an archives, like a museum,
yeah,
his little scratch paper, scratch pad should be like an exhibit of all, 'cause he has a glide, he makes sure he has a glider that covers every track at 7 double. Every track, like, and he's got this, the scratch
But
pad.
you know what?
Listen,
If the system ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
the bottom line is, in this
He
game,
doesn't
coverage
use
is- coverage-
trackers, spreadsheets, apps. I mean, God Mode. I mean,
You know what? CNAO does the same thing is what I found out as well. He again, I don't think he's been using a tracker here lately, but yeah, he kind of followed a similar process. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of us were doing that early on. I think he just enjoy. I think that's one of the parts he enjoys about the game.
yeah, I think it's. But getting back to the question,
Yeah, go ahead.
he was saying with the drivers is, I mean, for me personally, yeah, I'm focused on the me's. I mean, everyone say, oh, it's a me game now. It's me. It is in a way, and I've said this before on an earlier episode. It all depends. It's a me game if you've built up a steady foundation of your account.
Yeah.
Start. I still need my Meowser. I still need my
Yeah.
I still need my Kamek. I still need I mean, heck, sometimes I still need my Astro the Space Mario, and so like just stuff like that. I'm still open to going in on a plus skill non-me only because of what Astro Toad did. I regret not going in on that guy. Jedi. I give Jedi so much crap. Like, you idiot. He's
Lose
like,
or lose,
like,
buddy.
when he
Lose
first
or
came out,
lose.
he's like, just watch out. They're gonna make him. They're gonna make him. I'm like, no, it's not. Screw you, Jedi. And yeah, so sorry, Jedi. Remember that?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I gave in and went single cap level 6 3 tours ago on him. And
Oh,
he's
there are so many
amazing.
times I wish I had that
Amazing.
Astro Toad.
And for a Boomerang fan, I'm surprised I waited so long. But I listened to OU.
Yeah,
OU
like that's
OU
that's. I mean, I'm curious to hear.
You like that, right?
I'm curious to see what Isa and Avi feel because they're not. I mean,
And Rule Loop.
I mean,
well, yeah. Sorry.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge Boomerang fan, but when that driver first came out, I instantly took it to level 5 triple cap just
Which
because,
one?
like,
Astro Toad?
Astro.
yes, I
Wow.
was really high on its coverage because it filled so many gaps on my
I know,
account.
and
It
I
was
should have.
insane.
It was like the pink Shy Guy Ninja. It was around everywhere. in the
Yeah.
rank. It was just,
Well, you're just not a Boomerang fan. That's not your fault.
it doesn't matter though. Like
It does matter.
no,
Would
it
you
doesn't.
invest in Toad Tourist? Like what?
I didn't buy him.
I didn't. I forgot to buy him.
No, I didn't buy him purposely.
I should have because like I thought he was gonna. For
Oh,
some reason,
oh
I
my
thought he was
God.
gonna be a. I thought he was gonna be
Me too.
available both weeks for some
Yeah.
reason. And then like I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy it right now, and he wasn't there. I was like, oh crap.
Come on.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's,
I made that mistake with Hot Pod. And
yeah.
I regretted it so hard
I love
until
that
it
card
came
too.
on the.
It's a beautiful.
Oh God.
It fills the
Yeah.
unique spaces that I don't have anything. And like it came in the city tour, it's trash, but it's really not. Again,
Yeah,
I need to
yeah,
credit
yeah.
Autograph for that one too.
Yeah. But for me, yeah, I'm with you guys that there's certain things that you can't avoid. I mean, yeah, I still will use Meowsers. I use Toad this tour. But like there's certain things that I never let go of. So for example, a maxed out Mario that is a super, for example, it's very active on my account, especially in Battle Track. Or on rank this week, Luigi Knight. I love that driver. And I have him right now at 5 double. And I definitely is one that I'm like, you know what? That one I actually will hang on to and will invest because it's an option on tracks as the main plus skill. Even no other me has a plus skill in some of these tracks. So, you know, I will still invest in, but it's just in these important ones.
Now, do
And
you
like for
I mean, do you
example,
like Boomerang though? I mean, will you hold off on Boomerang maybe because you don't like? I mean, preference wise.
I mean, if it's up to me, Boomerang isn't number 1 for me. Mostly because it just takes so much time to grind that I usually don't have. And if you're gonna give me lobbies that are not going to work out for it, especially when it's only a T1 coin boxer available.
Even if they
Then-
do do a lobby, that looks great. It's like
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane sometimes. Like
3 coin
Joshy
boxers
Tour.
2 hours later.
Joshy Tour, it was just like, okay, I guess we're just gonna go for a triple coin because there's no way that I can get a coin boxer in this lobby in Joshy circuit or whatever. And so, you know, if it's up to me, I will always invest in coin boxers. I will always invest in Giant Banana. I will always invest in Lucky 7. I feel for me, boomboxing will always be a necessity because it's such a powerful skill.
Yeah.
And it kind of falls into that, well, if you want to build your account for top 100, top 10, you need to have a solid roster of them.
Yeah.
But if I do have the option that to have a coin boxer and a boomerang driver, and the difference is like 1,000 points, even 2,000 points, where the coin boxer gives me less, I will go with the coin boxer.
Right.
I rather
Yeah.
like keep my sanity
Yeah.
and
like,
not like throw my iPad at the wall sometimes.
Like I have
Like-
I have a maxed out PD me, and like I'm glad I have it, but like I'm like, ugh. I mean, because like it has tracks that are just so unique. It doesn't have Queen
Yeah.
Box, you know. It's like you
Yeah.
just have to have it. So especially the big one was it was in ranks last week. I mean, yeah, it had Kamek
Yeah.
and stuff, but like with a PDME, I mean, that's such a trash track for a coin box anyway.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
had Samurai and I was so in love with it. It was like,
But-
this is the perfect
Yeah, I
track
didn't
for
go
boot
into
boxing. I
Samurai.
don't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we were all kind of doing the same exact stuff up until like, this time last year. And then we had so many plus skills. I think we all just started kind of deviating a little bit. Then we had the Mii's and then it kind of deviated things a little bit more. So, I mean, no one can invest in everything. Even Kareem has
Yes.
stuff at lower levels. So like you have to kind of skip some. And I feel like I've hit on some. Like one of those was Toad Astronaut. He did really well for me. He's one of the few plus skills that I invested in pretty early. Again, I think I took it to like 7 double on cap, which was the same kind of level that I had other boomerang drivers up until then. Things like Shy Guy Ninja and stuff. But then I also went all in on Gold PD, and he has been absolutely terrible for me. I just don't get to use him as much as I would want to. Even Meowser right now, like I'm just not using them. Even like this last week, had the option of using him. I think he was quad capped level 8, or this new Larry Me triple uncapped, and it made sense for me to use Larry Me.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like what 1930 or whatever for base points, and Kareem I saw follow kind of suit, and he got a really good score. I think 220 something actions with Meowser. Threw Larry Me on there, got 200 actions and beat a score by like 4,000 points. So it just kind of shows you like that's just the power of the Mii's. That's where we're at with the Mii's. And
I would ask you, kind of going on Studfit, being kind of early players, same with you, Frenzy Grind. I don't know with the others here is there some kind of like hesitation to power up these Mii's because like you've had like the Meowser for so long that you've invested in, or
No, I would have quad capped
Gold
him. if I felt that
Bobby,
way.
a gold King Bobby and stuff. It's like, man, like I was so proud of like Kamek and my gold Bobby, and I was like, I don't use them anymore. Like, I was like,
Pre-me.
oh.
It's pre-me.
But
I
think-
thought about honestly, I thought about in my sheets, my Antilev like Bama Gerbs tracker, just clearing out everything except for the Mii's, and just kind of just playing around to see what kind of coverage I could just get with the Mii's, because like every investment, it's kind of weird, the way that I feel even about plus skill Mii's is how I felt with some of the non plus skills back 2 years ago when they were first starting to kind of fall off a little bit. I just would regret decisions that I made to invest in, some drivers like, even like a Dry Bowser or something back. Again, we're talking 2 years ago. So like, it just like eventually, Coinbox drivers would get those tracks. And now eventually Mii's are getting those tracks. I think Raker brings up a good point is like, well, what if the plus skill Mii's start to take over the non-plus skill Mii's, and like, we're all investing in non-plus skill Mii's. What if history repeats itself? Just on the Mii level now.
Yeah, I think like some of the heartbreak that I have in a way, like just a personal one, is like I was so like when that Pink Shy Guy Ninja came out, like I went off script basically, and I took it to 8 triple before there was even a quad.
Well, you pulled a lot of it.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Pinja?
No,
Pinja?
I went, Pink Shy Guy Ninja. No, I got him, and then I took him right to 8 triple. I spent a whole bunch of time. I'm like, I'm just gonna, and I did this. I'm just gonna have some fun here. This game felt fun too, so I'm just gonna do it. A lot of people are like, what are you doing? But I'm like, it's fun. A giant banana is my favorite. And now it's just like it was like one of those moves that I was like really, really like, okay, and it worked out fortunately. But now it's like he's got so much overlap with Mii's.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's just interesting just to hear. You put in.
I'm the kind that I don't. Sorry, I'm the kind that I don't grieve having invested on something and then because something else that is potentially better or already better, then I have to invest on that. Like I have zero attachment to any item per se. Like I would
Um,
say like, okay, I already invested in gliders, for example. I have a lot of gliders level 8 now.
Right.
And so I would say, okay, from time to time, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll hold up on here and there, but I'm not that much. Like right now in this tour, I took Black Starship to 8-3, and it kind of like overlap with Icy Mustache somewhere or Sakura somewhere else and whatnot. But my philosophy with overlapping stuff is that, okay, it might be one track where I have 4 gliders that are 8-3,
Yeah.
but then that one singular glider saves my behind
Well, I think
elsewhere
the
that I
cars
really
glider-
need it.
Yeah, I think the carts and gliders are kind of like almost like an apples to oranges, conversation, because those are, even if they have
Multiple
overlaps,
use,
you
kinda
still
like-
have to, like, if they're newer, they're gonna take you further. So like, they're obviously
Yeah.
old gliders are just they're kind of gonna phase out no matter what. I mean, these
Right.
memes though, I mean, they're just taking over stuff that you've had for a while, and it's really becoming a me game for day one players. And
But for instance, say that we're talking about Meowser, right? Meowser is in several tracks with Goldie.
Right.
And I've had this conversation with other friends in the game that like, but I invested in Pinja, or I invested in Ninja, or I invested in Meowser. And it just breaks my heart that like, I have to invest in Goldie. And my thing is like, okay, you're gonna continue climbing tiers eventually if you're not already there. And at some point you're gonna get paired in rank with someone that had gone just all in with Gold Me. You cannot compete with
No,
a
you
maxed
can't.
out Gold Me. And then I don't want to hear it. During the whole week, I can't believe I didn't win rank. I'm like, oh, I can't
Oh.
believe it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can really believe it. And for me, and I get it that everyone has their personal preferences, and I respect that. And like, but then don't say, I can't believe that this is happening, because you saw it happening.
Right.
And the answer has been there all along.
Yeah.
And I get that it's different for people that are definitely not putting a lot of money in the game. It has to be super hard when you're like
Well, I mean,
actually
it's
investing
not like
hard-earned tickets.
it's not like it's in a way. I mean, yeah, it is like a money thing, but also it's like, with my Pink Shy Guy Ninja example, like I rarely take something from one to
That
max
big.
out right away. Like I would like this to
Right.
kind of ride that a little bit more. You know what I mean?
But it did, but it carried you for at least a year.
It did. I mean,
correct?
it did its job or
Nothing to
whatever.
compare.
But like, I
Yeah.
don't want it to be like on the shelf and put away.
I feel like with everything in life, nothing can be eternal. At some point, people have to retire. So like
I'm
he
gonna
did
hire
his job.
you.
Let him have
You-
his.
Hey, speak for
I'm gonna
yourself.
hire you as my therapist. I think it's good.
I don't think you pay her enough to be your therapist, to be honest with you. No, everything has everything. I think that's just one thing that I think the main takeaway is that everything has a shelf life, right?
Yeah.
And so, when we talk about sometimes Lucky 7 being overshadowed, its shelf life maybe being a little bit shorter than others. And boomerang drivers just tend to have like a longer shelf life in general, but nothing really lasts longer than a year. Now, here's the thing: is Gold Misut is still crushing it.
Yeah.
He's like, but again, he is the number one like skill and me, and he has everything. And then it's also like a dangling reward that like people like Wooloop haven't been able to earn yet, and so I'm like Wooloop in a situation like, let's say you do really well over the next 13 weeks and you end up getting him. What are you gonna do with him? Are you gonna take him all the way up, or are you gonna save tickets for him? Or I mean, at that point in time, you're probably even pretty depleted with tickets.
Yeah, that's gonna be the good question. Once I do get it, what am I gonna do? Because that's how I'm facing it right now with the question block me. Like I have it sitting at level 6, double cap, 1400 base points. But the issue is it doesn't pop up as much as I want it to. And that's gonna be the issue with the gold me is when is it gonna pop up and when is it gonna be useful and when will I have the resources for it?
Yeah. And you know, question mark block, he's even kind of running up a little bit on his shelf. You know, his shelf life starting to kind of fall off a little bit too. Yeah, I mean everything in this game has, and that's what I think, you know, I think if they didn't come out with Mies, could the shelf life of someone like Kamek have lasted longer? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it would have,
You think it would have?
definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Definitely,
maybe
yeah.
this is their way to like to you know, to some point you know, kind of make a new layer that starts to kill off all the old items. Who knows? Maybe they come out with something new on top of it. You know, I don't, it's tough to predict, and we keep trying, but it's nearly impossible.
Yeah, then screw you, Nintendo.
Maybe now's a good time to get to part 2 of Raker's question. He says, what special features do you expect next tour? I'm thinking of Me Cup and Ranked, which makes a lot of sense. Collecting tokens only by racing with Mies. And maybe sorry, and mini or full Me shop discounted to 7. So the entire Me shop discounted to 70 rubies. What else could they do to truly make this the Me tour of all Me tours?
Bring all the holiday
Actually,
Mies
tour of
back.
the year. Sorry,
Definitely bring all the holiday Mies.
If you're
holiday
looking to
Mies.
level up Santa Me, you finally got your shot. There you go.
I would like if Mies were added to like the token pipe. Just
Oh, the token pipe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know, where you can get, or like the MP, the multiplayer pipe. Just no one
That
wants
thing-
those.
that thing's
No one
amazing.
wants those new balloons except for God mode, but
God.
God
They
mode loves
bring nothing. They're not.
They're so bad.
I would be. I would be happy with them if they brought something.
I get
to
excited about a quick tip
race.
at these days.
Don't give me a
All I get
gold
excited
pipe
Yeah.
and a balloon. But yeah, I mean, if they have like if they can.
about. Yay, quick
If
ticket.
well, I think there was always a before they took away the gotcha pipes. There was always kind of a demand for like a Me pipe, you know.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to incorporate that. So if like you could put it in, if you could put it in like an MP pipe, or put in the token pipe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like the discount idea. I like, I think it gives people, because it's obviously Me game. It give people that don't have all the Mies.
It gives the new
Now
players a shot to
they
catch
know
up.
like that
Beautiful.
they add up if you get them. Give them an
That's
opportunity to
what
get them.
I was gonna
Like
say.
what's the ones that you don't have, Avi?
I don't have Green, Mario, and Ching Chong.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
so
if there's a
good.
way
Here they come.
to give access to that.
That'll give
Yeah.
people a chance.
Just for one tour, let's have one special 50 pipe just for a weekend.
One pipe going back.
Oh, not happening.
We'll bring back.
Oh,
Bring
yes.
back the crapper
Not
10
happening.
poles. I
But
was-
what are you
you got
saying,
it.
Issa?
Not gonna happen. Issa, what'd you say?
I was gonna say, definitely give people a chance to like that missed out on getting all the first set of needs to go ahead and get them now. Because I don't know, like getting the Larry me, getting the 3 me since I came out this tour, it kind of boosted my base points now. So I'm definitely looking forward to like, I'm actually happy that this Me tour is actually happening now that I'm investing into Me's. Now it's giving me a chance to hopefully collect the first set of Me's that originally came out that I didn't get other than just the DK Me's. So if they would discount all of the Me's and allow people to play catch up, then that would be great. And just based off the Me's again, like I was really pushing hard for the first week of this tour because I wanted the Roy Me racing suit, not because of the skill, but because Me's they add up the base points. Like this game is just it's crazy. Like I was really holding out, not going in on these, and even before like the earlier parts of your Kart Talk videos. I was so with Frenzy Grind. I was like, yes, screw the me's.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say
Oh,
that.
what was it?
Yeah,
We play back the
that.
tape.
Please, but I had to get it's getting.
I didn't say that.
You
I
were
forgot which
pretty-
episode it was,
pissed.
but I was
Ah,
like, yes,
man.
Frenzy Grind, yes. You was going in on the me's. You was like, I don't like them. But it's just at a point now. It's I don't know. To me, in my opinion, I just think it's crazy not to go in these, even for like new players. I think I'm sorry, but start collecting in these and start investing in them because it's just the only way to get better in the game. And I'm at tier 70. I'm at tier 78 now. Mind you, like I want to say 6 tours ago, I was at tier 78. And then I went down to the low 70s and I was so mad. And that's when I was like, okay, I gotta switch up my gameplay. Like I gotta start investing in these. And now I'm building back up. And now I'm really pushing because I want the gold me suit. So hopefully the first week of the new tour, the me tour, I will hopefully have my gold me suit after the first week on rank. But I want that gold me suit because I am going to invest in it. I'm already starting to save up my tickets for it. Saving all my high-end cap tickets and level up tickets for that gold me suit because I'm claiming it. I'm going to get that me suit. I need it, and it will be great for my account, and it will help me boost up in my rank mode. So in my rank tier. So
Nice.
it is the me's. The me's they're taking over. But I mean, if you're looking at the game wanting to win stuff and everything, I really feel like you don't have any other choice but to invest in the me's. Like you have to invest in the me's. And as far as like the non-me suits, I would continue to buy the coin box non-me suits. Definitely, I would definitely buy the coin box ones. But other than that, other than the boomerang, I personally I wouldn't buy that. I would just stick to coin box. But the me suits, I'm definitely invested in, and I'm going to invest in. I am going to invest in the non-plus skill me suits as well. I just think they're really becoming powerful. Like it just doesn't make sense to not do it. I'm sorry. If it has good coverage, if it's in rank mode a lot, and it's not paired up a lot with other plus skill me suits, go in on it. I just think it's that time. It's that time.
I love everything you just said, and I also do feel like I need to dry up a little bit of Frenzy Grind's tears because he did.
I am mid-tier right now. I am mid-tier.
He actually, I actually really appreciated the fact that he was set on one thing and he realized on his own that he was wrong and that he needed to make a transition. And the entire community saw him with his tail between his legs, walk over to the meat land.
Oh my God.
So
keep going. Keep going. Please keep going.
I just have, first of all, I have to just say, like, that if hopefully other people saw that and
He's
learned.
not kidding.
I thought-
He's not kidding.
No, I hopefully, because this you have to.
But but you notice since you railed me on that Kart Talk, a lot of things started going uphill for every other player. It started going in on the me's. I wasn't alone. I wasn't alone.
By the way, your thought process early on, just that stubbornness
Made
was
no
very
sense.
short-lived. It was maybe like a month or two, and then you flipped. And honestly, I think you flipped at a perfect time. I think
I did,
Keep going.
I did.
if there were people,
Don't
there were
listen to Jeeves. Let's mute him.
I feel that if the majority of the players flipped it around the same time as you did, they would have been extremely successful over the last 9 months. But there could have been people that were a little bit stubborn a little bit longer for 2 or 3 more months, and that's why I kept saying it's never too late.
And you still say it. And you still say it.
Never too late. It's
You
still
created it's never too late because we were thinking back then, maybe this cap is coming. This cap, there's gonna be a limit. There's gonna stop everything. There's no way they're gonna keep going.
It's not. It's going to keep going.
I have no idea why Jeeves is laughing so hard. I'm trying to figure that out, but that's
Like,
okay. I'll figure it out later.
I think he's picturing a dog literally with its tail between its legs or something.
So, quick question though, when did the Me Tour come out last? Because if you really think about it, has it been now a year since the Me?
I think so. You know what?
He's
You
not.
have to ask Stanler because he got his top 10 on the Me Tour when he unloaded all those tickets, but that was also like with level 8. So
No, actually, I feel like that was February because remember the gold suit came out in like February-ish, and then we couldn't get it until May.
yeah, but it was also level 8 too, and Stanler just went nuts. And his top 10 badge is the Me.
I still feel like that was in February.
So
So
Stanler, I think this is your time to go for top 10 next tour. No pressure.
I feel like I feel like when me and you went at it on that car talk about me being so against the me's and you were like, what are you talking about? That had to be at least July, right?
I don't.
It's July? You gotta be close to a year now.
It could have been July.
Like hearing that you were
July.
wrong.
No, I was way wrong.
But no, I mean honestly, like you could have
Okay,
to be wrong like
maybe not at that time I was wrong. But
at that time, yeah. No, that's what's great. That's what's great about someone who is willing to.
I'm
be
also
open-minded.
open-minded.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
So
were-
he
You
came
were
around.
wrong. You were wrong.
Look at me now, Gene,
Yeah,
look at me
look at
now.
you.
Better me's than you.
Your face is getting red, dude. So
Perfectly white, perfectly white. Better me
Sometimes-
than you.
Hey, geez.
Where's your
sometimes we
boomerang
need to have-
drivers, buddy?
what?
We all
Where's your
sometimes need
boomerang
a
drivers?
sacrificial lamb.
Where's your
and
Larry?
that was frenzy grind, you know?
Yes.
He had to
Yes.
take one for the team. He had to show the community what a terrible
Exactly.
mistake that was.
Terrible.
And he made
So
the right
terrible.
decision in the end.
I'm the
So
guy. I'm the
yeah.
guy.
No, I mean honestly, I
I'm not
think
the only one that was against the me's. I mean, let's be realistic. Look at
It's
E.
not-
Dieter.
no, yeah, it's not like you went like until September or like
No,
November,
don't-
December
don't-
fighting it.
Don't throw E. Deedle under
no,
the bus.
there were plenty of players in the community who were against the me's at that point. Come on now. Let's be
No,
real.
actually, I actually feel like Frenzy grind.
Dieter was one of them. I hate to throw him out. I apologize to him if I'm doing that, but he was one of them too, and now he's invested. Come on.
There you go. No, I think at that point in time, you actually probably were in the majority. There were a lot of people saying,
There
"Caps
was
coming,
at
guys.
that
Cap-
point. Yes.
Don't invest in it. The cap's coming. It's gonna be what a waste. Look at these
Yeah.
guys." Yeah, well, and there were some that were probably just like a little jealous, just a little like, "Hey, I didn't get the gold me suit. Forget it. Question mark block's better. I'm gonna go question mark block. I'm gonna be the cool guy." And like or maybe just not. I'm not gonna do any me's. And like there were a lot of conspiracy.
I will say, because now people are going to do their research. I will say, I remember when we had a car talk about the me's and we were talking about gold me, and you're asking what you're going to do the gold me. And I said, I'm just going to get them. I'm just going to put them on the shelf. I ain't going to do anything. I think I took him probably to at least 7 double the next tour. And I think I probably blame Stanley, because Stanley was like a firm believer that it was going to change the me's. So shout out to Stanley.
No. Shout out to Adidel.
Yeah, but you still screwed up, dude. So
What did I screw up?
I don't know.
So, geez, you're saying you never screwed up before? This is coming from Mr.
No, I have.
I have so much respect for a player like Adidel because he was in the same boat as me, and he looked himself in the mirror, looked at his account, and said, "I can't compete in this game unless I go in on the me." And he was like me; he was anti-me, and he looked at his
Oh my
account,
God.
and he just said,
Avi,
"I'm not sure what the oh my god was, but it's the truth."
I don't think Avi wants to play the game anymore now after this.
Well,
Woo and Issa are like, what's going on? Sorry, guys.
It's apparently got a little personal.
A little personal. I'm sorry.
No, it's just I'm in between with the me's still. I've started slowly merging towards the me's, and I think that's why I've
I
finally
mean,
crept back
I
up
have to ask, like,
268.
for someone
No,
like
hold,
you.
hold on, let him, James, let him finish. Real
Sorry.
quick. You said you've been gravitating towards them, right? Ulu?
I've started as I start gravitating towards them, like I noticed I'm finally starting to creep up in my rankings back up to tier 68, and I'm starting to realize that might be the way to go. Because like I fell so far behind, like I was falling tiers each. Like I fell like 5 tiers before I started switching up the strategy. I'm like, those base points really do matter.
Yeah.
Like I was noticing like missing 2K. I'm like, I have no clue where I was gonna find it. So I went towards the Mies and now I'm like this ranked, like it's getting really competitive. Like I think one of the courses, like I'm not using me. I had to pull like a record run with like a dry Bowser at 40K.
Mm.
It's like I've never done that with dry Bowser.
Yeah, I think seeing people like in lower tiers and stuff, I really have a lot of respect for it because like, when we were in those tiers, the Mii's weren't around. And the Mii's and it's just not just the Mii's, it's just the abundance of the gazillions of carts and gliders. I don't know how you guys maintain motivated to keep going. I mean, because you'll get, like, I've seen people in lower tiers that have just the worst ranks because people are in higher tiers or just by chance leveled up a bunch of Mii's or other stuff. Like we didn't have that when we were earlier. I mean, how do you stay motivated? I mean, how do you stay motivated with that?
I think for me, I've gotten lucky with this because I've been a day one player since launch and I've been using Gold Pass. Like I've been trying to make big strategy moves, like just to keep myself above where like these newer players are. Like I can think the last tour I pulled a move off where I took the wonderful Garnet up to 8 and everyone in my rank had it like at level 4. I'm like, I might, it's like, I wonder what the resources for them are like, cause like that, just that one investment made a huge difference.
I mean, it's just, I mean, I really wish this, I mean, I see people that are free to play and are just, they're loving it, but having the limited resource or just, not, or not being a day one player, still being motivated because there's just so much out there. And it's more of, if you're not a day one player, if you're just starting or just starting even within the last year, it's such a crapshoot on what you put your tickets into. It really wasn't like that, back then. So, man.
I guess that in that sense, the game has become a lot deeper in terms of strategy because before it was kind of very straightforward, the method as to how to get to the top. You would take Meowser, you would take Kamek, you would take Pinja, you could take Ninja, and just stick
Black
to
Great
those.
Fail.
Yeah. And so I feel like now people, I feel like it makes people think a lot more, which is honestly a great thing because I mean, it's pretty easy to just copy someone else, but now that everyone has such a diverse account, then I feel like the game has become a lot more strategic. It makes people, even second guess their own decisions and like live with their options basically, which is a good thing, I think, that you're not resting your decisions on what someone else told you. And like take responsibility for your own game, I think, at the end of the day. And that's probably why these discussions are amongst the older players or like the more experienced players, because we know what the before was and now what this is. And I actually celebrate that. I think in on the one hand, yeah, it's a costly dynamic now, but at the same time, I feel like if they hadn't introduced something like this, it would have become repetitive, the same pattern every time. The next time that some high-end normal driver would have come around, then everyone tosses everything there, and that's because everyone has the same thing. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's why
fine.
I appreciate like some of the YouTube, like the people on YouTube that don't have like the huge whale accounts. Like, I mean, Sammy, I know like he's maybe, I would consider him a dolphin. Yeah, he has he has good loadouts and stuff, but like, you know, when I think the two people that I think of that have good, like, I guess YouTube channels are, one is Draco, because like he has his
Yeah.
mushroom legacy. So it's just really interesting to see what he invests in according to what he likes, instead of like, you know, whatever. And seeing that, I think the person that I actually think of most is Jack the Dark Blue Yoshi, who
Yeah.
doesn't have like the greatest account, but like he's playing with what he has and what he can do. And it's just like, I like seeing being put, it takes me to be like, okay, if this was my position, I understand what he's doing. You know what I mean? So I wish there were kind of more people like that, saying, okay, this is what I have, and this is what I'm gonna play with, and I'm gonna go with it, and I'm gonna stream it, and I want people to watch.
Yeah.
You know, Frenzy fans are kind of the same way, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Studfit probably knows others. You know, I mean, yeah, you see Carlos and with the big. I mean, he has a free to play, so like you can kind of see that. But still, like when you see someone like, I really want to give Jack the Dark Blue Yoshi. I actually watch his streams, because like he's going with stuff that, like, you know, I don't have. I'm like, okay, let's see how he goes. You know, so I'm like cheering him on. You know what I mean? And the same thing with Draco.
Yeah.
I wish there was more of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Avi. Definitely in the early days, if you had a certain driver, you had a certain kart, certain glider. Mainly the driver though, like you were pretty much good. Like I know Peach Vacation was good for a good while. Pink Gold Peach. What was another driver that was really good? Not a coin box. What was a non-coin box driver that was really good in the early days?
I just think of like Blackbird as the example.
Blackbirdo, yes. Was it?
Oh, the Peach Explorer.
Oh, Peach Explorer, yeah, she had really good coverage.
Peach
Oh, she
Explorer,
was
yes.
dominant for quite a while.
Rosalina Tanuki, like it was I feel like the last driver that was like really good that wasn't before the Mii's got introduced. I would say probably Luigi Vacation, maybe Luigi Vacation.
Yeah.
Personally to me, I think that was really the last good non-Mii driver. But now, like I really agree with Avi about it's more strategic now, and I think that's what I liked about the game altogether. Even in the early days, it was strategic, but then you kind of like she said, it was a method that you follow. You see other people invest into this, and then you should be good. But now, it's really strategic. Like, yeah, if you're like, I know stuff that you have your top 10. You still say check your account to see if it's good for your account, because now they're releasing all these new drivers, these new carts, these new gliders. Even the next tour, I'm not trying to jump gun here, but like even next tour, there's all these new items coming out, and it's like you gotta really see what's good for your account at this point. It's so many, so much things in the game now. So it's very, you really have to think hard, and sometimes you have to take a risk. Like, and that's what makes the game fun though. That's what really makes the game fun. But you can't, it's not a method no more. Like you really gotta look at your own account, because everybody's account is different.
Preach it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know, absolutely. I think that was very well said. I mean, honestly, that's what a lot of people have to do. Whether they're gonna do it or not, that's tough. I mean, I think it takes. There are a lot of casual players. I think about like my friend This Be Chris, who's been a part of this channel for a long period of time. Just busy, man. He's like, I love to do a sheet. I love to do this and that, but like I got like an hour with my son here, and like got to do this over here, and like just don't have any time. And I'm like I'm dabbling in that space as well, as my work has been picking up here in like an insane way this week. But like I'm still gonna, what's cool about it is like once you do a tracker, you can just copy and paste in the next tracker, and so it takes like all of like 10 minutes once you do it once between tours. But and honestly, like now that I've done it, like I can't not do it. Like it's like it saves so much time and energy and stuff. So for me, it's like it's a no-brainer, but not everyone has like that kind of time and stuff like that. So I get all of that, but just do it once and just copy it and paste it going forward. Once you do it once, I promise you. Now I know Jeeves, you like wait sometimes like 2 or 3 months between doing them or something like that, don't you?
2 or 3 months to do what?
You don't do all the trackers every tour, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna chill this tour because like I went hard last tour. I wanted to see how I love city tours, so I really wanted to grind the city tour. So I had a really good tour last year. I was funny story. I was when they announced the next tour. I told a select few friends like Frenzy Fangirl and God Mode and Frenzy. I'm like, I'm gonna do next tour without Coinbox. See what happens. See if I can get top 100 without Coinbox, and that didn't even last 2 days. So like and then I fill out a sheet. I actually fill out a tracker because like I mean one of the things about being around is like I've gotten to know some really nice people. It's really cool. Like, it's just some cool people. And Draco, he was actually able to help me figure out in terms of gliders of like what some stuff that I need to invest in. I think that Draco is trying to help people and trying to to learn. Draco is trying to help people in terms of coverage. So I needed help. I didn't need it, but like I was like, okay, well I'll show him what I have. So I filled out a tracker and he looked at it, and so I made a couple of moves this year. So like whenever I invest something in a tour, like I want to make the most of it. You know what I mean? So I made some moves this tour. I mean, it's not going to be like a huge ACR run. I don't think I'll finish as high as I usually do, but because it's so competitive. But like I want to whenever I invest in stuff, I want to make the most of it. So I went in on the hard hat glider, the yellow hard hat, and that was probably my big move. So I ended up filling up a sheet this year or this tour. Next tour, I probably won't. I don't even know for the next tour. In terms of personal life, I have a kid graduating from elementary school and going to middle school, and so transitioning to school and job stuff. So, I'll probably not fill a sheet for the next couple tours.
It's okay if you don't fill one out, because I mean,
Thank you for telling me that.
No, I mean,
we all have that thing called life.
You mean the game don't come first, Jeeves?
What?
You mean the game don't come first? Man,
I know.
man, sorry.
No, crucify me.
I know.
Yeah, that's Black Kettle. Here's the black pot. Let's see how far that goes. No, this is and honestly a great conversation. I do think there is that second part of Raker's question, which we still haven't answered yet necessarily, but what special features do you think they'll bring in next tour to truly make this a me tour? And I can run through some of the ones he mentions, which is like obviously having a me cup and ranked. That makes too much sense, which means it may or may not happen. There's tokens, but only racing me's. That's a little bit of a stretch, right? I like it because it's creative, but that would be so interesting though. It could make things tough for some of the auto clickers and stuff, but or maybe make a shop full of me discounts. That sounds pretty easy to do. What else could they do?
What I think is gonna happen is I think they're gonna boost all the me's for ranked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what I mean. The me tour last tour was when they introduced me, so maybe give us a freebie. They gave us the red one, the freebie last, like when they did it last.
Mario Peach, here you go.
They had the
Now
block.
they're useless.
They had the blockhead like in the trailer. I wonder if they're gonna do something special with them.
Because that was a nasty ranked move
Yeah.
that I didn't get twice.
Okay, Debbie Downer.
Wow.
Don't let me put logistics into motion here.
No.
Don't even let me go there.
Break you guys
Let me go there. I don't want to tell you who is in my rank, and he knows who he is.
Oh, what if they brought this is a wild
Oh.
card, but what if they brought back a pipe? Because
Well, no,
I know
Yes.
no.
listen,
Let's
listen.
go.
Take
Because
pipes
you
out of your
know-
mind.
Let's
Take 'em out.
go.
No.
You know what I was thinking? So it was the Me Tour, but they showed Penguin Toadette, they showed Poochie, Petey Piranha, and who else? It was somebody else. And I'm like, where are they gonna fit at? Like, what are they doing with them? I don't think it's gonna
Yeah.
happen. It's like, why did they show all those drivers in those carts? Like, what could they do with that? Like, is that it can't possibly be a spotlight.
Do you remember when they had like that special like 10 pipe with all like the birdos or something?
Dude, pipes are
Hey.
gone. Stop
Hold
What
on.
if it was like all
more
meat
pipes.
and like is that
No more pipes.
is that still
doing that.
considered like the gotcha thing or I don't know.
I don't, but I'm just like, what? I was really, because even in the data mine section, I was like, okay, what are they gonna do with those? Why did they show them? I'm confused. Why did they show all of them grouped
I
together?
don't know. Nintendo, bring back gotcha just for one.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe just a 1-4.
No.
No, I think they made
Yes.
a break.
No,
They made-
do
that's
it.
not happening. That's not happening.
I don't know.
They roll in or they roll out. This is what it is. Jesus wants to get his wallet out. We know that. Jesus has got his
I would love to see
$1,000 bills
Gotcha back just for one tour.
Just
That'd
for
make
one
me so
tour.
happy.
Or
Just let
thing
us
is-
feel it. What it felt. Feel what it was like pulling in a pipe just one more time.
One more
Right.
time.
You know, all my pipe pull videos are still up on YouTube. If you want to go
Well,
back.
I was just watching some of them the other day. It was great. So good.
I mean, we still get it with the tokens, but it's not the same, especially because you could fire the whole pipe and get nothing, but like point tickets
Yeah, but like, if
or
you-
item tickets.
I think though there's the carrot, right? There's like the prize, like it's like even like with those like claw machines that we see everywhere, like there's still something that you're going for that you really you
And
think
if they're all me's, it's always something. Even if it doesn't, even if it's not like the creme de la creme of me's, but like, okay, I took the Rocky Wrench up the 4.
Yeah,
Okay, great. I mean, it benefits everything.
I definitely would like a pipe if that's a possibility. Definitely the
They're not
discounted
bringing back
meats.
pipes, guys. They're not bringing back.
And we should.
But
end-
even if a token pipe, what if they did this thing where like you can only get tokens by
We can
using
talk
a
about
meat?
it tonight till the cows come home. They're not bringing back pipes.
But this is what I'm saying.
fun.
You can only get tokens. You can only get tokens by
I'll
using
join in,
meats.
but it ain't happening.
And then you can only fire this pipe with those tokens. Wouldn't that be a thing? You're not bringing a gacha.
no, I
but-
agree with you. As long as not rubies are being exchanged, I could totally see that happening. And I think that would actually would bring us some joy because I do think it is like knowing that something's in the pipe, and we could get it or get multiples or even like the resetting, because that's my favorite part is like the resetting to put your odds in the best position to win.
All days.
I think though,
so many good memories, man.
I think though, if they brought back gotcha, it would actually look worse. Because think about it, right? So because I think about like the media, if they're like, hey, by the way, Nintendo took out gotcha pipes. The only reason that they took that out is because it's it preyed on children doing whatever they want to phrase it as. And then, hey, by the way, they brought it back. So they not only did they realize their mistake and decide to not do it, but then they decided to bring it like. They decided to just,
but
hey,
just
we
bring
miss
it back for
preying on
one,
kids for money. Like
for one tour. For one tour, just bring it back.
Freeze it. Freeze
that,
it.
I'm just thinking about there's
no, it's not happening.
I'm
It's
thinking about
not
the
happening.
lawyers. Their lawyers would be
You
so
can't do that.
pissed. That would make it look so
I
bad.
think it's a stretch. I don't think they would do that.
Kill all the
Gives us
lawyers.
approval. Yeah, okay, that works. The guy needs a shave to begin with. Why are we gonna get approval from him? Go get a razor, my friend.
All right. So
This is a fantastic episode. I'm just gonna tell you.
Well,
is.
geez, how about geez, we go to your question that you posed here about,
Did I have a question?
you do,
Oh, I
geez.
did.
No, I'm sorry, it's geez 24-24.
Oh, that's my twin.
24,
Okay.
24.
Oh, the-
Yeah, you ask, I'll just ask the question then. It's just easier that way. What is it about Bowser Tours that fire people up? The badge, the tracks, combination of both? What's the hype on the Bowser Tour? Now, I will say, last year we saw, I remember so many people going for that Bowser Tour badge, and our good friend of ours, Frenzy Fans, went for it, and he, performed the best he possibly could. But so many people were going for it. It was really, really competitive. Is it just everyone likes Bowser? Or I never I hated Bowser. I wanted nothing to do with Bowser growing up.
Fair enough.
There's a lot. There's baddies that I like Waluigi. But yeah, Bowser never really got into. Is there really like a fan base of just demonic people out there?
Before, I want to add a thing to the question though, and because I don't want to answer because I really want
It's your question. Yeah, you should have done that when I
really
let
want to
you
hear
ask.
what you guys think because we're seeing older ACR people just rise from the dead and go for it, like Swirls and he could run. Jedi's throwing his hat in. Just and who knows? Like Auto Drift might snipe Kareem. You never know with Kareem. It's just crazy. So what is it?
I think it's just a selection of tracks in general, like just
Yeah.
seeing Bowser City back. Like I feel like getting those high scores, there's just something about them just so satisfying on the Bowser tracks. It's just satisfying.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, I think I said it before. I'm not particularly attached to any badge. I'm more for like I'm in it because the tracks are high scoring, and like he said, it's super satisfying, especially when you're doing boom boxing or doing coin boxing. Go see those points just fly high like they don't do in most tours.
Mhm.
But it's also certain tracks that don't come that often. So there's Bowser Castles 2 that haven't been around for a while. And you got the new tracks that are, most of them are good. I wouldn't say that Bowser Castles 4 is super good, but maybe if you had a good loadout, you enjoyed it. But I think there's something very catchy about seeing limit breaking and seeing those war records being smashed, which doesn't happen a lot with tracks that sometimes don't come back as often. So that's it for me. I think this is the highest that I've had as an estimate, which is 2.5. But it's like you said, the people that resurrected, as you said, to come back and get that top 10 or place high in the top 50 or top 25, they invested in those items that are also solely good for this tour. So Lava Rocks, Black Starchute, Meowser, Golmi, whomever spent the whole year waiting to invest on those or invested already because they knew it was gonna come, they're having a blast right now.
Yeah,
I don't blame people.
I think with a lot of the Bowsers were there seems to be a lot of common drivers, karts, gliders, like Blackblade Sails, the Silver King. So when I think of Frenzy Fanboy, because when he went for it last time, he has the inventory to make a good effort this tour, not for top 10, but just have a good ACR tour this tour.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's just the same. Silver King's good. Blackberry Sails being used a lot. Black Starchute, when the last Bowser tour, I took it the 7 double. It's now 8 double. I haven't tripled it, or no, I can't remember. So I think one of those things is, yeah, the inventory's there, so people are gonna try to make the most out of it. That's the only thing I could think of, but it's just crazy, like seeing all, like with Higarun, like he doesn't go for ACR much. And like he's crushing it. And then Swirls, I mean, he's not my friends list, but like I'm hearing, like he's just going nuts. So
Well, they pick and
Yeah.
choose their tour, that's why.
yeah, I mean, this is, I mean, I feel like this
That's
is
how you
like,
do
I feel like this is like the all-star game of Mario Kart Tour, where just everyone just comes
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. No, I mean, there is something about it. I think myself, why I'm enjoying this tour is because of the tracks. These are
Yeah.
fun tracks.
Yeah, it's great.
Like,
Even the new ones.
I agree.
no, it's tough. Like when you're starting the track, you're like, am I going left or right? Like, what's going on here on this track? Then you grind a couple times, like, oh man, this is just a blast. Like some of it takes just like back old school, and I think honestly, I think growing up in the SNES world, like the Bowser tracks were my favorite. You know, like they're just there's something about them, man. Like they're fun. There's fire coming up, and honestly, like the little flames and lava and other things like popping up and like these spheres of, I don't know.
Oh, and they incorporate that the was it the 4 with where you can get the extra box, and it's just great.
It's great. I mean, I got man, like it just, I don't know. There's something about it. That even like the 3DS one that came out New Year's last year, like we never even got to our icebreaker. I'm sorry.
That was my answer. Was that those courses?
I was
Oh
gonna say,
my
what
God.
happened?
So our icebreaker was going to be, what's your favorite Bowser Castle? And yeah,
Well,
totally.
we going backwards, huh?
You want to take a time out and
Mix it up.
How about we do that on the way out? Like we'll
Yeah.
let you guys answer that
Okay.
question.
No
Because
problem.
we typically would end on what would your message be to a newer player? We did that for like literally a year and covered everything like 10 times. So we'll end on that note, but we'll get there, I promise, because that is a good. It's a fun answer. But I guess we already know Jeeves, so too bad there. No, I mean honestly, I think there's something about Bowser's Castle that's just like it's, and even like I don't listen to the game like with music, but I feel like I should with Bowser's Castle because there's something about that
I do.
like, oh man, it takes you back immediately. What are you gonna say, Z?
No, there are a lot of players who don't listen to the music. I just happen to be somebody who listens to the music. I guess I'm out of the ordinary, but
Well, you're
Especially with
always out
Bowser's
of the
Castle.
ordinary.
you
That's
stop talking.
surprising.
Yeah.
You're weird.
Whoa, I don't listen to it. All right, so good. Anything else you want to say about the Bowser tour before we move on to the new Me tour and everything coming up next tour?
All good. Move on.
All good, man.
All right, so Ronnie brings up something we're not talking about necessarily quite yet, because I think when we saw the reaction this morning about all the new stuff going on, some big ones were this mushroom bridge, but Ronnie points out, you see in the trailer, you can see Piranha Plant Cove is making a comeback, potentially the third variant. This means it's returning after only 3 months. Would you like other nitros to appear more often or on a regular basis, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, or do they feel more special or unique, only returning once a year?
I really want to see the Nitros return at least like Yoshi's Island. I really want to see that return more than once because that was just something so satisfying playing it. Like I just like it made me want to grind the game even more than I already do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Great track.
Can you say that for Sky High Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
please,
I love
yeah,
ice cream.
Yeah,
That was
I
my
enjoyed that
tour, so yeah.
yeah,
I had a
man.
Great time playing that tour.
There's not a nitro I don't enjoy. I will say Merry Mountain is right there where there's some like parts of it that are just kind of annoying because you're just going up.
I
We're
love
going
Merry
down.
Mountain. Oh, come on.
I
Listen,
love Merry Mountain.
I like it
Oh,
and it's
humbug.
fun.
Come
I
on.
like it that it's fun, but there are some parts it's like I have to get a coin box here and I cannot get it here. So I'm literally just like praying for like the perfect RNG and it's kind of annoying.
I think the thing with these Nitro tracks is that they're just so they're so beautiful, like the design of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
It's
nice, yeah.
outrageous, and I think that's the only reason why I would love to see him back. Like, I mean, Mary Mountain. I mean, it's a tough. I mean,
Beautiful track, yeah.
yeah, it's just the scenery and the stuff. Like, it deserves to be on a more frequent platform.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
I think it's
maybe, I think maybe they hold them back just because they just kind of want to keep us, you know, wanting it. I think if they were around more with the work that they put into those tracks, those nitro tracks, if they put them around more frequently, we wouldn't appreciate them as much.
Well, I think that that improves the longevity of the game.
Yeah.
Like, there'll be some players like, oh, I got to go back and play this because it's there. I actually like the uniqueness of the track, right? So like we're, you know, ice cream Sunday, we're like literally, you know, driving around on ice cream and you see everything flying around, you know, and Broadband Cove was phenomenal. I mean, there's some weird parts like with the eel in the water and stuff, but
Yeah.
like jumping off the stuff, the ruins, like that all is so unique. I know we have like, I guess
Yeah.
later this year we might have like a bathtub nitro track coming out. Like there's some like it's unique. It's unique. You can't say that about any other game that you're racing if you into racing games. And honestly, I couldn't do like I know this may not be appreciated by most, but like I got the booster, the 8 Deluxe for the Switch for my son, and we were racing and I'm like, this is okay, but like where the frenzies at? Like
But it's
Yeah,
this is just
Yeah.
a race.
I was
Like,
thinking it was gonna be like that.
I was like, this isn't
definitely-
as fun.
I mean, if they have more like of these like nitro courses, if there's more and more, then yeah, I think you'd want them to cycle around a little bit more. I mean, the detail they put in them is just so great. So I think they want to kind of dangle the carrot a little bit. But if there's any more and more of them, like Yoshi's Island, it's like such a beautiful course. It's just, I mean, even Piranha Cove, even though like sometimes my only complaint about Piranha the Cove is that there's that one spot that's really hard to keep the combo. You know, like at the beginning, with you know, where you glide, where you go down.
Oh yeah, that one's tough. Is it the R?
I can't remember, but like but like Yoshi's Island is kind of like the perfect because like there's so it's just the detail is just incredible. And if they can bring more of those, and then they can, if there's so much that they can kind of circulate them, that's the magic spot right there.
The thing I like about Mario
I
Kart
feel
2 is like I like how they're bringing back old tracks, but they're also making original ones that could be.
Yeah, and they do, like we
Yeah.
get like the Shy Guy Bazaar and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Avi. I think Avi, you about to say something.
Oh, I was gonna comment on what James was saying. It's just like I feel like at this point there's enough nitro tracks that they could just do one tour just nitros and it would be a huge hit. But also they should also rotate them more. I feel like I think I said this last time that I feel like it's wasted effort to put so much time into designing these tracks like Yoshi's Island and not bring it back for a whole year. That's a lot of investment on something to just that one time. It's for me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot. That I do understand that. I do think there's like this perfect. I think us as humans, like our mind works a certain way, and I've always been fascinated by like psychology and like how our brain like works. And I do think that there is something about like an annual something. So like it's like the same reason that all these ladies go like crazy for these pumpkin spice lattes and stuff in the in the fall, and like how we get sucked into
Come on now.
Christmas every. No offense, Abby. I know you like a lot of variety in your coffee.
Sucked into Christmas every year. Oh,
There's something about it, like
slandered in the chat.
there's something that brings us back to this like annual thing that like because it's so exclusive, or like I always want Chick-fil-A on Sundays. I'm like, I gotta go Saturday. Like we gotta go because I can't have it on
Well,
Sunday.
that's not gonna work.
There's
Oh,
something
you're in your place.
by not having something for so long, even if like again in that example for a day, like because you can't have it anytime you want it even more. And I think psychologically, like a year,
I guess.
300 days does keep us like, I want that, I want it more. Even if it was like cut in half, I don't think we would be as excited for Christmas twice a year. Like I just don't like I'm using that as an example. Like there's something about like how we are pulled away from something for so long and then brought back in, like and maybe you bring it into moons or planets or the way how many times we go around, like there is something about it, like psychologically that's like the perfect amount of time for us to long for something and then really appreciate it for what it's worth and then put it back on the shelf and enjoy it when you're later.
Now watch, we're gonna have a Christmas in July tour. Just to
Yeah.
stuff it for you,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Oh,
Hey, you know
please,
what?
yes.
I
Bring
never
back
said
the
it
Fine,
before.
season pass.
yeah.
I never said this publicly. I don't get Christmas in July. I don't know why there are people that do it. I don't understand it. I don't enjoy it. It seems weird. It seems
Oh,
creepy.
I love Christmas in July.
Dude, you wanna know a story?
I
And
love
this is a
Christmas
very,
music.
Obviously
This is a
got
very-
obviously got a story.
this is a very niche. This is a very niche story. I think Venezuelans, maybe Colombian people will relate.
Okay.
In Venezuela, we start listening to Christmas music in August.
I've heard that before.
Not only we don't have I mean, I guess we now embrace Halloween, or like we don't have Thanksgiving at all, but legit, like the end of August, you're gonna already hear Christmas music playing on the radio
Yes.
stations. And
Oh,
our Christmas music, granted, our Christmas music is not American Christmas music. It's a very different kind of Christmas music, and it's very, very party kind of music. So it serves the purpose that we like partying so much.
mhm.
But I've seen people deck out their houses in October, like
Wow.
trees and garlands outside, lights and the nativity outside and all this stuff. So like for me, there's certain triggers around August that I'm like, oh, I need Christmas to come. The smell of fresh paint, because everyone decks out their houses and cleans them and paints their houses. Anytime I like merely smell any kind of pine situation, I'm kind of like, oh my God, I'm itchy now. I need to have it. So like for me, Christmas is
pine?
actually like a 5-month-long situation until it actually gets there. But yeah.
So Venezuela, do they
Oh,
have
because,
is that common?
what do they have?
Pine trees. Do you guys have like evergreen trees, like trees that you would
We do have pines. They're a little different. We don't have as many varieties as we have here in the States. But most of the people get a really nice, well, when Venezuela was good, we would get like a really nice artificial tree that looked very fancy and whatnot. Or you would go for like the traditional, very 80s looking one that is just like branches like this,
Yeah.
I actually enjoy those. Those are very fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
White trees,
the
fake snow.
I mean, my favorite is African like Christmas music. Like it's a party, like, and it sounds really similar.
Yeah,
Really similar. Like it's not like the traditional Hallelujah, whatever, but like
yeah.
in spiritual Christmas music, it's a party, man. And I love it.
Yeah. Also, our Christmas, because our Christmas is very Catholic. It lasts well in January, so it's half the year that this lasts, and it ends, and then like we have like a 3-week break, and then Mardi Gras comes around. So like you tie in one into the other,
Just a bunch
and then
of
when Mardi Gras is over, then Easter comes in, and so you actually never work because it's one holiday after the other. There are songs about this too. And it's like, oh well, I wanted to work, but Mardi Gras was right around the
Mardi Gras.
corner, and then Easter was right around the corner, and then the Virgin Mary party is right around the corner, and then like Christmas is right around the corner. So why am I gonna work?
I do,
Basically, the philosophy.
I do think here in the States, we probably underplay Mardi Gras too much. Like I think that could be, that's our secret, like to keep the Christmas spirit going into February. Or something like that. Like there is this lull where we're missing a holiday. It's right there in Mardi Gras. We're missing out. We're not doing it right. I think, Jeeves, we need to do something about this.
Should I take off my shirt?
Yeah, you do. Go ahead.
I don't know if that's what the founders of Mardi Gras were intending for this episode of Kart Talk. But to quickly transition, so you didn't realize that Jeeves just offered to take off his shirt. Ronnie Couch asks, what are your honest thoughts on data mining now? So we can't, so for those who did not know, we've also put this on the rundown, but a lot of people even saw it a couple days earlier. Koopa Salat, who we've had on some of our programs here on the Studfit channel. He posted basically 20 predictions that all are happening. So he found in the data mining essentially the majority of what we saw in this morning on our reaction video or the reveal video. But what's your thoughts on data mining? Like, do you wish you didn't see it? Should maybe that weird guy Studfit and Antelope not talk about it on the rundown and keep it a secret? Like, does that spoil it? What's your thoughts on specifically finding all this stuff out through a data mining piece versus a video that we see every Friday?
I don't care. I like it because I'm
I
really,
like it. Yeah.
I always like to know what's next. Like I always ready to know what's next. I'm like, okay, we got another week until we find out what's the next tour. Because I don't know, it's exciting. It's exciting to know what's to come. So I don't care about it. I'm actually glad that there's a way that we know what's coming allegedly. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm with that. I mean, there's a lot of people that tried, they try to get the information as soon as they can because they get kind of credit for it. But like, does it give people a certain advantage if they figure out what the next tour is going to be? I don't think so. So
I don't think so either.
and if
So hypothetically, someone could wait to invest in something until they found out when something would be released. But even then, I agree with you. I don't think it's like a huge.
I mean, from what I saw of his post or whatever, it did it. I mean, again, every account is different, but did it make me focus? Say, okay, well, let's hold off on spending this and this for next tour.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, does it
Just know
disappoint
what's to
Nintendo?
come.
I don't know. I mean, eventually it's going to leak out when Nintendo actually gives out a trailer. So, I mean, I don't know if you're upset because someone leaked it out before the official Nintendo account did, then I think that's on you.
I don't know if upset's the right word, but like, these data miners do have to like make a moral decision. Like, do they, because they're the ones like searching for this stuff.
Right, and maybe he knows more and stuff, and I think whatever he unveiled, I don't think was anything that was I mean, gave people an advantage to the rest of the community.
Yeah. I will say though, if Koopa V does this like 2 or 3 tours, watch out to like tour 4 and like he's busy and like doesn't able to find it. Like, because like we're that like this suction cup, like we're literally just like, you give us an inch, we'll take a mile. Like we're gonna just like the whole community is gonna be like, where's our stuff? Where's our stuff? Because like we get used to it. It's just kind of like what we do. We're so obsessed. And we're just like so used to like our routines and regimens that like anything will throw.
I would think the majority just take their accounts one tour at a time. And like if they're gonna okay, we got a new track. Well, we've been getting new tracks pretty much every tour this year, so I mean, I would be surprised if we had a tour that didn't have any new tracks. You know, I don't think it really. On an ethics-based point, I don't think it's really a big deal.
Fair enough. Okay. Anyone else? Last thing before.
Like I'd be perfectly fine if it keeps getting leaked, because it's not like back in the day, like when the game first launched, where when the tour was revealed, like we had these big news, like the Lakitu news. Like if Lakitu news was still a thing today, like I feel like it'd be a little bit more bummed if someone leaked it, just because like those videos were a lot more fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, no, I think I think what's hard for us is like trying to really find investments that will be reoccurring for ranked. For all cup ranking, we can make investments and like those investments will pay off because we're covering all these tracks and stuff like that. But like for ranked, I mean, they're bringing us basically two new tracks, two new sets of tracks every single tour. And they usually include I would love to see just like so far since January of the 6 tracks, how many of them are brand new? Like we have no idea what the coverage is because it could be anything. It's
Right.
brand new. I would say of the 6 tracks, 2 of them might be brought back on average. Like 4 new and 2 old. I don't know. It's just a lot of that's why I think like now it's even more important to invest in new items that like could get buffed, because right now they're just bringing out so many tracks that you just want to ride on a new track they'll put like I don't know 6 new items and like 2 old items. Like they'll throw a bone to some of the day one players, 1 or 2, but the chance is nearly impossible.
Right.
Whereas like the newer items, like, okay, I know this new item is going to get like 4 buffs next tour, 5 buffs.
I mean, the pure example is that Smiley Flower Glider for me. Like it came out that Yoshi tour. It really didn't do much for me that tour, but like I took it like the 8 double because I had the tickets. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have it, and it's new. Hopefully, it'll get me somewhere. I mean, it gave me some like.
Unfortunately, didn't get you very far. This was not a great tour for it.
I know, but like it was new. No,
Yeah.
This tour is not, but like it's just new.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
basically like keeping your account up to date. But back to like with these data miners, like if there's really an issue with the data miners, I think Nintendo, that's their problem, not the data miners. If Nintendo,
I agree 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I would say any data miner should never feel guilty about.
No, absolutely not.
No.
I hope people wouldn't hear us and think that. No, there's definitely no shame in it. Like I think that they have like a moral thing, like, yeah, I wonder if this or that. But I think if someone wants to be protected from it, they can protect themselves from it. Like we'll always.
I mean, the data if you're data mining stuff, you're probably pretty smart with ethical standards. So
Yeah.
Well, like right now, like one of the hottest topics is artificial intelligence, and right now, I've been reading up on it and like actually doing some research, and like there's enough artificial intelligence that could reproduce the way that we speak. That someone could use that to have a phone and use your daughter's voice and say, "Hey, Daddy, I left my wallet at home. Can you help me out here?"
Stop scaring me. Stop scaring
I'm
me.
telling you guys, like
It's very possible, yeah.
But I mean, when you bring up something like with ChatGPT or something, but we're talking about like unveiling new tracks and new drivers. And
what I'm saying is, when you're on the cutting edge of technology and finding things out, there's always an ethical standard that person does need to be a pioneer on. And I think I'm just saying that whatever pressure that person like Koopa V or Sam7IT or Hydra, I think you have our full support. we're on board with things as long as you're not like impacting rank scores and stuff like that by using hacks and stuff. Like
Yeah.
as long as you're actually just data mining and not actually like hacking stuff to like get better
Right.
scores, all for you.
Whoa,
What was that? That you?
that sounded like
Oh.
somebody got their arm ripped off.
It was a chat GPT. Join our company.
Anyway,
That's its
Oh,
actual
yeah.
natural voice.
My
Yeah.
chat GPT got really angry and she's barking from the window.
Yes. It hasn't quite figured out its voice, but it knows bark. It knows bark.
Yeah.
We'll go. Good one, guys. All right, well, we're coming up on our time. I feel like that's probably like where the conversation started to tail off there, but we'll go around the horn. I'd love to hear from you guys. What's your favorite Bowser/Bowser's Castle track in the whole entire Mario Kart series? And since Jeeves, we already know what yours is, we'll start with you, buddy. And say goodbye to your fans too, because you do
lots
have
of fans, Jeeves. Lots of fans.
Well, I want to first shout out to my buddy Natalie. I mean, Natalie, we have an off and on like friendships, but like we're cool and stuff. So this is for Natalie.
It's me.
Taylor Swift.
What's for me?
Taylor Swift.
And Natalie's the problem. I'm not the problem.
What? Wait, how is this?
What are you showing
But,
off for me?
Yeah, hey, shout out, you're the problem.
Yeah. Anyway,
Natalie is great. We love Natalie.
she's great. She's cool. And she's a really, really good player too.
Phenomenal.
No, it's been great to be back. Avi, it's an honor to meet you because like you're kind of newer in ER, and I was really happy when you got your first top 100 because I mean I will say my first top 100 is almost better than when I got my first top 10 because top 10 is just you need a lot more stuff to happen to be in place that's out of your control to get top 10 than
Yeah.
top 100. With top 100, I think it's more in your court.
Yeah.
And I will never forget my first top 100. And I'm not like you, it took me 3 tours to get the next one. So I really admire your fire for that and your grind.
Mhm.
And not to put pressure, but I think you're going to be great. So
She is great. She's a
Enough
she's a
pressure.
rising star, though. She's gonna take.
I think she's already great.
but like this game and community keeps coming back because I've had my ups and downs with it, and I'm still here. Studfit, I think you know that more than anyone else, to be
You're
honest.
still here. I am very well. You're aware. You're still here.
And so I appreciate you allowing me to come back on your platform and VR and stuff. But going back to the Bowser's Castle, I have to open my game because I can't remember which. There's so many Bowser's Castles.
Yeah.
My favorite one. and this-
Hopefully, like all of them are in this tour.
That is a tough question,
Yeah.
though.
It is a
It's really tough one. That's why.
but it's honestly
Like 30 of them.
Good icebreaker. 2 hours late.
It
you know?
really is.
it's
I
honest
know.
like a lot of them. I think a lot of people will like the
Don't talk for me.
the
Nope.
3DS Bowser Castle because like it's I mean the graphics are a lot better. There's so much. My favorite is actually the GBA Bowser Castle 3. I like the extra box element out of it, and I don't really have a favorite of all of any variants. They're all great. Just because mainly because of that extra box potential. Like sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It's just really well done. And one of the things that when I was going into this tour, and Frenzy Grind, you were there, was I was trying to grind tokens. I wanted to get them done with the way, and it was GBA Bowser's Castle 3R.
Yeah.
There are a lot of straight lines, potential for Coinbox Frenzy, and just rack up the tokens. So thank you, Jedi, because like I got the tour open to late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. My tokens were done, I think that following weekend, Saturday or Sunday. And I probably raced that GBA Bowser's Castle 3R, and it was just a ton of fun. Like I felt like I wasn't like grinding; I was having fun. So thank you, Jedi. I hope you get your top 10. I think you will. You'll probably get top 3. No pressure
Yeah.
for the homies. But yeah, I will end with just thanks for having me being here. Obvious, Issa, you the man. I hope you stay warm. And woohoo, maybe someday we'll see your face.
Yeah.
I've seen his face. He's got a wonderful face.
I hope he's a beautiful man.
He's a beautiful man.
But I will sign off.
Everybody
with
who
that.
hides their
Thank you
face
so
is
much.
beautiful.
On that note, it's kind of like actually it kind of reminds me of anyone who watched Home Improvement. Wilson, who looks over the
Wilson.
fence. Wilson.
Oh,
right?
Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me it's like because you can't see it, it's like the intrigue. It's intriguing, and honestly, I think the suspense is probably. I mean, he's got a great face, but it's
Well,
like,
I mean, there's no suspense. I think he's right now, from what I've heard from him on this episode, he's a beautiful man.
phenomenally beautiful man. Yes. So, Lulu, what would you like to say to your fans now? And thanks again for joining us. And then, what's your favorite Bowser Castle?
I like to say thank you to all the fans out there, and also my favorite track has to be GBA Bowser Castle 4. That has been an all-time classic for me, because that goes personal, because that goes. I played the GBA game when it first came out, GBA Super Circuit, and I still feel like that is one of the most underrated games, because it has some of the tracks are just so good. Like the graphics weren't good at the time, but like just seeing them all glowed up now, like seeing GBA Bowser Castle 4 like it is now, I would have never guessed that this type of glow up it got would be there. I guess the only thing I miss is those mechanical things that were on the track, but like I could see how that was hard to bring into the game, but otherwise it's been, I think that's my favorite track of the tour so far.
Hey, quick question. What are your thoughts like? Do you like the background, like the castle being destroyed and all that? Like I thought it was pretty cool. What do you think about that?
I actually kind of enjoyed it because it kind of gave it a more unique style from like GBA Bowser Castle 1, 2, and 3 that kept the same background. Like it felt different.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good point there. Well, Issa, how about we let you transition then? What's your favorite Bowser Castle?
I would have to say at first I didn't really have one. I mean I pretty much like them all. I was gonna say also Bowser Castle, GBA Bowser Castle 4, because I really like the design of the track too. But I have to go with SNES Bowser's Castle 3 with the apostrophe because I had a perfect run the first week of rank with Meowser. I had 230 actions.
Whoa.
Wow.
That was my first time actually getting a perfect run. So I have to give it to that track.
I'm
And
jealous.
I actually like the design. So yeah.
Love it, man. Love it. All right. Well, we'll go to Frenzy Grind since it's been a while since you've joined us here. What would be your favorite Bowser Castle? What would you like to say to your fans as we're wrapping up?
He doesn't have any fans.
What the hell are you doing here? I don't even understand why you're even.
I'm your fan, Frenzy Grind.
Thank you.
I'm a Frenzy Grind.
Same.
I'm a big fan of Z. I was
Through the knees.
Z baby.
Yeah, it's a rough audience.
I really should have worn that shirt. I should have shown my support with the
Because you're not a fan.
You really should have worn my shirt because I wore your shirt, but that's okay. I'm not gonna make you feel bad.
Well, and full disclosure for those watching at home, I was I had we were delayed thanks to me, so it's because of me. So
It's all good. My favorite tracks, I'm gonna go with Bowser's Castle R and RT. They're beautifully designed. The volcanoes and the lava in the background, the black skies. I mean, you can't make that up. Then I go see the Mario movie, and you really see what a great job Nintendo did with that track. I mean, they almost got it perfect.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then Bowser's Castle 3 RT that's in ranked. You level up Larry me, and you just see how much fun that track is with Boomerang. It's just crazy. It's just so much fun. I could pinpoint.
I'm
I
gonna do
don't
it
know,
right now.
I could pinpoint multiple tracks, pinpoint multiple Bowser tracks that are awesome. But you know, most players they have good loadouts on these tracks, especially the older Bowser Castle tracks that are nice as well. They're just a lot of fun and just not finger burners. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Important.
take your pick. I mean, I just love the Bowser's R and RT because they're just so well designed. I don't know what to say. And they're just awesome. They're just awesome looking. And yeah.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Yeah, it's good, solid points. I think everyone could agree with that. And then last but not least, Avocado. What would you like to? Which Bowser's Castle would you like to say? And then more importantly, what would you like to say to your fans
Well,
or your coworkers?
yeah. Well, the Bowser Castle thing first. I agree with the guys in that Bowser Castle 3, either GBA or SNES, they're my favorites. Although like I have favorites in every kind. But I feel like I have a special attachment with GBA 3 RT, mostly because I've had it with every skill and I've tried it with every skill. But Giant Banana, I guess. Yeah. And it's so fun because of what Duke said, that you get the extra box or not, whether you have to delay or not, whether you're front running or mid running, and it's a great track. I would say second would come just like the normal one that I've had with Meowser all the time and Tropical Truck. And it's just so fun to grind. And then I guess 3R, just recently I had like such a great run in that one that it was just very satisfying. But yeah, it's just, I feel like that's also part of why this tour is so effective with people, is that there's a little bit for everyone, whether you're like a boomboxing player or a boomboxing player or a banana player, there's a little bit for everyone. So I think that's why it's so successful. Yeah, that's my favorite. As for what to say to my fans, I would like to say thank you to everyone that was so super supportive and congratulating me in getting my first top 100, and like just so much help from the community and positivity when like sometimes it wasn't like a super breezy road. And I think that people should know that, you know, you can find that support in the community when you want it and when you need it. And I hope that I can do the same and, you know, support people as much as they have to me. And I hope to continue satisfying you guys with you know, success and see your successes as well and celebrate them.
That's awesome. No, to go with your first top 100 and then your second top 100 and then potentially a third top 100 back to back. Now 97, that's a pretty lofty goal. I think you can do it though. We're all rooting for you. But that's just an insane way to just say, hey, I'm here. This is top 100 of my thing. I think it's phenomenal. I mean, I think going for top 100 is the most fun way to enjoy this game. So I'm so glad you're enjoying it that way as well. Well, good guys. So we're now at time, and honestly, by the way, I agree with all you guys said about Bowser's Castle. I mean, all the ones you just mentioned were some of my favorites. There's some nostalgic ones, but honestly, they're okay. I think actually one that's this tour, it's not necessarily a Bowser's Castle, but I really enjoy it. just because it's been one of my favorites since day one, which it's been the Airship Fortress. Not a lot of people
Yeah.
talk about it being like their favorite, but I just really enjoy that track. When it came out, I said it was my favorite track, and it's still like it still has like some personal aspect of it that I could just the regular, like I could just grind that all day long. I could just it's just so much fun just kind of going through things, and I don't know, there's something about that track. So it's not Bowser's Castle, but like I actually like that way more than Neo Bowser City. I know Neo Bowser City a lot of people really like, especially playing back in the day with on the other consoles, but I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. Airship Fortress. I would rather go Airship Fortress all day. So there's my little creative way to answer the question. But thank you guys for joining. Thank you for watching at home. Let us know. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Let us know what your favorite Bowser's Castle would be, and some of your reactions to the memes that we had here. But phenomenal episode. Very well rounded. Loved all the guests. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Until next time, may the frenzy luck be with you. See you guys. And somewhere. Oh, that's right. The mouse is disconnected. It's
Uh-oh.
dead.
Still alive.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Still